to have that advantage being an Ursa against him. But you're against this Bloodseeker and the Phoenix, right? And this Phoenix isn't going to be too much fun for the Ursa to lane against.
Yeah, Ursa's just not the lane dominator he used to be. He usually comes online like level 3 or 4 when he gets a couple points up in all of his spells. And Bloodseeker, 6 base armor. Really high base armor for an offlaner, traditionally speaking. So the threat of the Ursa physical damage early is not going to be nearly as high. And he also has decent sustain. And the Phoenix, like you said, the fire spirits can be super annoying because Ursa might have to put a point or two up in the overpower, which means he has less points in the Earth Shock for the slow. Yeah, I don't think this lane's nearly as bad for mind control as Kyle painted it to be.
Okay, and then Mima's sort of down on the bottom lane. Are Liquid going to be able to put much pressure onto Miracle here as this Medusa, or are you able to farm pretty safely down here?
Yeah, I thought they were going to pick something like Ogre last pick for Nigma, but Clockwerk does a similar job. His whole job is just say, get away from my Medusa, right? He's going to walk in front of you, threaten with the battery assault, and I don't think they can really do anything to Miracle here. They're both melee. They have to go through a Clockwerk. KuroKy's always going to position himself properly. Just look at him. He's just running at the Legion. Boxi's actually getting completely zoned as Miracle is just free farming down here. I really like the idea that Miracle has to solo carry this game. Like, I think his hero is much more built than last game to do just that.
So yeah, KuroKy doing a great job of just running Boxi down and causing him to have to make the move all the way back to his tower. Top lane miCKe is looking for GH. He's going to have another shock in a second. GH just hits level 2 and is able to dive back out to safety. Quite able to off yet. And he's going to be interesting. Oh, Miracle! He's sort of ended himself up underneath that tower here. Taiga do the best with the body blocks, but KuroKy will come across, hogs out onto 2 of them. He's able to safely sit back and provide him an abundance of mana to rely on for his shield. And yeah, just going to be interesting what Miracle builds on the Medusa. We did see a Medusa the other day. Went for 2 of the Falcon Blades. It's the S and Y. So that is definitely one way to play the hero in this patch. See which way Miracle wants.
I'm curious if he does the same thing. The Falcon Blade seems really nice for the mana regen as well as the health. It's just so value on Medusa, but I don't know if you need 2 of them. So I'm kind of that's the only sample size I have thus far. But I'm not like sold on it completely yet.
No, because other than that, like what sort of arrives you looking on Medusa? Is this another hero that you still feel happy getting a Maelstrom early on to just sort of speed up your game?
I'm of the opinion he probably just needs to build to live. Just buy efficient stat items like a Manta and a Scotty. And basically just say, my team's going to do the rest of the damage for me. Bloodseeker Phoenix, I don't think damage is going to be an issue. I think it's more so that as long as Liquid can't kill him before all of his teammates' damage goes off, then he's good to go.
There, Taiga. Looking onto qojqva. Might be able to set up completely. Bottom. Boxi now with the levels, level 3. Can do a better job of turning and trading back with KuroKy. Points at the moment of courage to so. Mid lane qojqva is completely out of regen. 4-minute rune's coming up. He's going to chance it for the bottom rune, and he's going to get very fortunate too. Gets the refill, and it's an arcane. So lovely power rune there for qojqva. On the side, only really that bottom lane where Boxi's a little behind sort of the top lane. You're going pretty evenly. No one else really getting completely bullied out.
You will make a nice snow angel.
Mid.
I like the Taiga's move here. I think him going top is really good because he can't really help pressure the Medusa, and so in that case, just let Boxi be Boxi down here. And he's allowing the Ursa to get solo, like basically free farm up here because mind control to walk up.
Can you get away with buying Midas on Medusa nowadays, or is that just way too?
I think in some games you can. I think he's heavily benefits from the attack speed, and it just depends on how much you feel like you're going to get ran at mid-game. And I think since Liquid has such a high threat of that here, as you see, Crystal Maiden, I feel like if you had to bang on 1 hero every game being first blood, you know, high percentage-wise, it'd be a Crystal Maiden.
I have a chance getting miCKe as well, getting clipped by the edge of the Blood Bright. Speed from miCKe trying to keep chasing with We Are and same time down bottom. KuroKy. There's two of them. KuroKy and miCKe are able to run down Boxi. Kills across the map here for Nigma. Again, you know, We Are making the same sort of moves that he was doing in that last game where he really was off to just a brilliant start with his early rotations on the puck, and we're seeing that yet again here. He's still getting aggressive top. He's about a creep away from hitting level 6. iNSaNiA very low. He's trying to pop the stab in iNSaNiA, but We Are's going to be able to finish it off. The setup's there for miCKe trying to get the kill with the club right, and now We Are, he's level 6. So he can look to get even more out of this. Turns over towards Taiga. They're going to get another out of it. It really is, again, just the opening 8 minutes we saw, you know, We Are get an ultra kill in the last game. Already here in the 6 minutes, 2-0-2. He got so much done there with that move up to top.
I think in this patch, it's really hard to play carry. I think it's really hard to be survivable as carry. I think if you ever manage to draft a carry, that I look at and say, I don't really know how he dies. I feel like it's a significant draft advantage, more so in this patch than normal. And I just look at this last pick Ursa, and what made me so hesitant about it was that I'm so scared of his... He can't like farm from like 10 to 15 minutes. Like he's gonna get ran at. He's constantly under threat. He's not actually dealing with you very well super early game, and I don't feel like they can reciprocate that pressure onto this Medusa. I think the Clockwerk last pick was great. You saw it bottom, and exactly what it was meant to accomplish when miCKe got kicked under tower. But here they're looking to make something happen. Liquid is not okay with the status quo of this game, and they are going to try to basically ensure this Ursa's safety top so that he can have some space to farm. Breaks the smoke.
Yeah, out completely, so unlikely that Taiga and iNSaNiA can get the angle they want. Look who's chasing. We Are's already moving back up here. 4 seconds to Dream Coil, no hesitation. As soon as the ult's up, We Are's in position to put on the pressure. miCKe has hit the 6. He's going to pop it early here to break the coil. Sure that he deters Nigma from trying to dive in underneath the tower.
It's just so nice to play Medusa here because usually as a carry you're like quote-unquote AFK, right? But he's actually able to defend mid-tower. So that is super nice because he frees up his puck to do whatever Weehaw wants on the map. And you see here, he's pressuring the Ursa while Medusa's just defending mid-tower and farming. You just have to compare the lives of these two carries, the two heroes that are meant to win the game for their team. Medusa's just chilling mid, Ursa's getting ran out by 3 heroes. And I think this is gonna basically be the look of the game for the next minute, honestly. And by that point, I think the network lead from the network and
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Too much to overcome for a hero like Ursa against Medusa.
Push top, Taiga. The rest of Liquid, they sort of bailed out of this top lane. Taiga tries to stick around to at least soak up the XP. But Nigma not going to let that happen. Another kill's found out of that top lane. And that top lane is going to be completely abandoned now from Liquid. Very surprised if we see them try and put any hero up here. Certainly issues to deal with elsewhere. Pressure already coming in mid. Because as you say, it's going to be very good timings this game. Just had that iNSaNiA queued up the Brave fans. So not a Falcon Blade, man. Just going for the standard iNSaNiA. So just pure supply abilities as he can. Top of Taiga, he came back to the lane. I mean, I said they wouldn't come up here. Taiga decided to prove me wrong. Instantly TP's back and dies the second time.
I actually don't know how Liquid wins this game. I actually don't know how they win this game. I feel like it's already over. That's how I view it, and the beauty of this is I love how teams will do whatever they can to win the game. Like, they're just gonna figure out some way, like, if we can win the game, what's, you know, the one iteration, you know, according to Dr. Strange here, that results in our victory. And right now, it looks like Liquid is just gonna try to hit their timing. DK, I think, is going to be the backbone of their comeback here. Maybe that early bit of tower pressure, maybe catch them out with that early blink dagger. Because right now, Taiga's only level 4. Legion Commander doesn't really have a clear dual target. It's hard to get on top of the puck. Medusa's going to be playing super safe on the map. Phoenix, Clock, these are very hard heroes to duel. And Weehaw, you just feel so content on Weehaw here, running around the map. Meantime, you can
He's able to pick up the start. Get one. Turn over towards Kuro, but it is the TP away. He'll make it. Something found, at least for Liquid, as miCKe gets the kill onto Weehaw. Dive in on the mid. GH looking for Taiga. Taiga.
Radiant's
TP out.
bottom tower is under
Quite enough
attack.
damage to take him down.
Dire's
Michael
middle
will
tower
escape.
is under attack.
TPing straight back into the mid, trying to do his best to limit the amount of pressure that Miracle can put onto this tower. But Miracle's got the backup of GH. Miracle doesn't seem to want to go anywhere. He's sticking around, trying to finish off the tower. From the stun gaze as well to try and secure the last hit, but they have the fortification up. So Nigma will have to retreat. At least we'll be able to hold and take that away from them if they want.
Radiant structures are fortified. Dire's top
Yeah, the
tower
problem with that
is
kill on the
under
clock
attack.
is it seems nice as the opponent mid laner, but you're supposed to be able to turn that into objectives for DK. But because of the pressure that Miracle's putting mid, he has to then use his Dragon Form to defend rather than do anything in regards to taking objectives of their own. And mind control, he might be in some trouble top. Taiga is level 6.
Dire's
Roll
bottom
into the
tower
duel
is
here
under
most likely.
attack.
Damage bonus.
Dire's bottom
Find the tower tonight. It's taking away some of the potential gold that Nigma could have cleaned up. It quite just continues to find the best to hold the back. Ursa comes into the side with a hook shot. They're going to pop the egg, make sure that they have enough magical damage to take this, but they still might not actually have the number. Boxy's able to come in with the heal, allow qojqva to step away out of cogs, make sure that he doesn't get caught out by the supernova stun. So he will manage to live. Miracle though was able to get that last hit on.
That's 4 heroes from Liquid to lose a tower. They're very happy with that result outside of Team Nigma. Like, they don't care about the kill on DK. They just wanted the tower. Like, obviously the kill on DK is icing on the cake, but all they wanted there was to finish off that mid tower so Miracle can kind of go farm wherever he wants. He kept farming mid in order to exert the pressure, and now he can choose to farm Ancients and be more efficient at taking that tower. KuroKy, no hook shot just yet.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Can they try and fight this? They do have the jeweler, but it still seems very hard.
Dire's structures are fortified.
Being as strong as they are right now. Over towards mid. qojqva trying to pressure the mid tower. GH and Miracle.
Radiant's middle tower has been Dire's top tower
He's straight in onto qojqva. Weehar's coming across there, looking for the chase. At the same time, top lane. miCKe getting on, gone on by Taiga and iNSaNiA. DreamLeague locked down mid. They'll guarantee themselves the kill on qojqva. miCKe still alive up top. Should die to the 3 of them though. Boxi is able to walk in. Get himself another successful duel. Still, Nigma taking the trade, keeping this momentum up as miCKe has also been found. He's coming in. He's out of the cogs.
Top tower is under attack.
Kill him, but pulling him away. Miracle able to take a bit of this triangle away from the Ursa. I think obviously one thing that Liquid's got to really do their best to control is their jungle. There are some lovely stacks there, and it'll be a huge shame if Miracle's able to walk in and take them for Nigma.
Yeah, it's just economic damage here. Miracle's like basically getting escorted to his farm by the rest of his team. He's like, I'd like to farm the enemy triangle now, please. And they just 3-man gang squatted up, forcing the Ursa out. Seems like it may be inefficient to do that for some camps, but Ursa's not farming. So even though your GPM's technically lower on the Medusa than it would be if you were farming your side of the map, you're making the Ursa's GPM effectively 0, you know, other than the passive gold. He's forced to run away. He's not getting any camps at all for himself. And it's all percentage based. You'd rather have 100 to 0 than 200 to 1 in terms of network, right? Like, so it's going to keep paying off here. Miracle's got the SNY, really good against the duel as well as the stun from DK. Seems like a lot of carriers are just prioritizing the Sange and Yasha after the status resistance buff, as well as the only source of status resistance over Manta. KuroKy just getting scouting here. After they take that tier 1 tower, the map is their oyster. Team Nigma, they get the puck farming bottom, Miracle's farming jungle around mid, and the rest of the 3 of them are kind of just poking and prodding the rest of Team Liquid to annoy them and cause them to basically always be on the back foot.
Another qojqva. Found him here, moving in with the smoke. TP's coming in from Liquid. Gonna do the best to try to keep qojqva alive, but the commitment's there with the Dream Coil. Instant ends the CMO with the Mule Step. The Supernova's down. They've got to split Liquid. They're trying to get away from it all, but qojqva cannot. Held underneath the egg. He'll fall. They'll also get the catch on iNSaNiA over to the side. Nigma, more kills. Now in position to start taking more and more of the potential farm away from Ursa as Miracle moves into the jungle.
Jackpot for
Will
the
just keep
twins.
his farm quite a step ahead that of miCKe. A bit of catch-up will occur now. You know, miCKe, he has at least got the Battle Fury complete. Still a long way to go to sort of match the pace that Miracle's farming out of him. More kills for Miracle to get involved in. Steps across, playing for life with Taiga.
This'll come in
spotting out
handy.
Boxi to the side, but no KuroKy back up yet, so have that immediate catch. But this is some early aggression now. What, 15 minutes in, you're stepping up with this Medusa to these tier 2s, and qojqva trapped in the trees here. They're able to hook shot, cocks over to the side. miCKe's been silenced. He's got a chance to get the ult off. He's got to run. He's got to step right out of it, but it's disruption. Miracle's able to move in. They're trying to miss the silence and the duel to lock down Miracle. But he's too tanky at this stage. They don't have the damage to kill him. miCKe ends up dying inside the base as we are dives in for him. Picks up another as iNSaNiA is also going to go down. As it just seems to be too much. 16 minutes in, 14-3, 7K lead. And Nigma's lineup, that they can just sort of go wherever they want with this Medusa. And it's hard to see what Liquid can do to stop this.
Yeah, Medusa, I think the Medusa pick was just too good. They had DK, Earth Spirit, Legion time in that draft. Like, all their damages, we have to go on.
Radiant's top
And it's similar to
tower is
last
under
game
attack.
where Nigma relied on going on them, and they just didn't have to move on side of Team Liquid in game 1. It's like the opposite here. Medusa just, you saw there, he gets dueled up, he's in the middle of everything, and Miracle's just like, okay, I was gonna be attacking you guys anyways, I guess I'll just keep attacking. The rest of his team just cleaning up in the back. Ursa had to use all of his like ultimate survivability tools just to live, which means he can't dish out the damage because he's no longer confident in terms of his own survivability. qojqva, like DK's not going to carry the game. You know, he tried his best to create some pressure early on, but Nigma consistently was willing to bring 3 or 4 heroes, even just to slow him down. It doesn't necessarily mean you have to kill him, just stop him from creating pressure so that you can land pressure the Ursa. Miracle's almost got a butterfly done. Ursa overpower, it used to not count attacks when you missed, but now it does. He's got the level 10, 15% evasion talent,
Radiant's
plus the
bottom
butterfly
tower
coming
is
out
under
for
attack.
Miracle. This Ursa ain't
Radiant
hitting
structures
shit.
are fortified. Dire's top
What's
tower
going to
is
stand
under attack.
Go for the duel with the blade mail. He's not going to win that duel though. Won't lose it even, does die after it comes to an end. So just more catches for Kuro. I mean,
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
have a great game though. 2-0-5, easy setups and hasn't died at all. Bottom lane, qojqva really trying to get some objective. They've got the tower defense on lock. Nigma coming, push him away.
Dire's
Keep
top
that tower
tower is
alive
under
and
attack.
available for the deny if they want to. Spike choice hunting, Curious. How? Ooh, it. Hit. See, you know, looking towards miCKe, his farm after the Battle Fury, trying to get this BKB. I mean, is there sort of any, like, how many items does miCKe need to be able to sort of say, right, I can turn up to this fight as the Ursa and at least take someone down? Like, is the BKB going to be enough for Liquid to try and fight around miCKe and commit for some of the squishier kills, or
Radiant's
is he,
turret
at this stage
has been
is it still
killed.
just a complete struggle?
Every hero on Nigma
Dire
can defend
are
himself.
scanning.
So I don't actually know.
Dire's
I think he needs a
structures
missile
are fortified.
in order to kill people.
Dire's middle tower is under
And I don't
attack.
know if the game will last long enough for him to get it. I know I sound like Mr. Doomsday, Doomsgloom here for the side of Liquid, but I think you have to be ahead of Medusa on Ursa to have a good matchup
Dire's
at all.
middle tower
He's
has fallen.
It just keeps
like
getting better.
flips. He's got a full item on Miracle ahead of the Ursa. And the thing about those ultimates that it feels so good when you know you're in this spot on Team Nigma, they're like efficiency ultimates to kill qojqva down there. It's like we only have to bring 2 or 3 heroes to kill you rather than 4 or 5 because we're casting our ultimates on. And when you see people just willingly using their ultimates for kills like this, even just pressure like this, then you know you're in a really commanding spot, because usually if you don't have your ultimates, you have to be afraid
Radiant's
afterwards.
bottom
But
tower
Nigma,
is under attack.
like, look at miCKe's life. He's just getting
Radiant's
kited out of his own jungle,
bottom
out of his opponent's jungle while Medusa's farming his own.
Dire's top tower
Constantly
is
having to
under
deal
attack.
with threats while Medusa just forced to see him to TP.
Is it spring
This
already?
is just I don't think this ever gets better. They're eventually going to take Roche on the side of Nigma when they feel like it's safe. They have no sense of urgency here. They don't have to rush. And once Medusa has 2 lives, I can't fathom the first one, how he loses that one. The second one is even...
Silence!
Kuro on that for iNSaNiA. Easy catch for Kuro. iNSaNiA steps outside of the base. Nearly the blink, but definite scrambling for Liquid's heroes to get any sort of item up. 11k down, 19 for 3. Nigma hitting perfectly hard, and as you say, something that you felt, you know, this is well, pretty much what you expected from seeing these drafts. This sort of pace, or is this more severe than you expected, or less so?
I'm not gonna act like I'm some oracle. I just have played Ursa in a similar situation,
yeah,
where I didn't really know, unless I had a really good start, how the game would, like, how I would be able to carry the game. So when I see these drafts, I just thought their timing was really fragile. So if they didn't hit it, it was going to be a nightmare. That's kind of how I thought about it. And since they were able to get a couple kills on Ursa early, they really slowed down that Battle Fury timing. Medusa got all the space in the world, and now I feel like the script has already written itself. And here's the Roche coming out. I didn't even mention, Kyle mentioned it during the draft, but he now has the Blood Rage buff as well. And
not a bad start at all to a fight. They can keep this going into anything more. Successful duel from Boxi. Boxi going to try and catch up the Ancient. I managed to do so. Stop playing miCKe. Start playing around with Taiga. And the coil to be dropped. Around. He knows it's not necessary to win a fight, to have the ult. Still get the space, despite the effort from Boxi. Taiga to push him away from the pit. Get back in, finish himself. Tells that he is secured. Of course, looking at the goal, just step closer to what is going to be one of the fastest guardies after butterfly. Fastest butterfly timing from Medusa on this patch from Miracle. The rest of the items are going to continue to fly out at a very...
Yeah, he's got the. It looks like he's wrapping up his build with the Daedalus. If he does get that far, he basically says, "I'm unkillable. Now I kill all of you." The natural progression for heroes like Medusa: stat yourself up, and then make yourself unignorable.
Take away that off Nigma's, but as soon as they come forward, it's an easy kill. qojqva tries to hold back the Miracle with the Dragon Tail stun, but now he's left himself open to be ruptured. Tanky's trying to run, but locks him down, forces out the BKB. qojqva will at least keep his life intact. Out of BKB and down by Kuro. He's on the hungry Boxi. Boxi trying to stand his ground. Contemplate now and the duel, but Kuro will be happy to take a plus 20 on this.
I'll kill you again.
Dire's top tower.
Yeah, I feel like this is hunting season, and Liquid are just a bunch of deer running around the map, trying to just have some, eat some grass or something. You know, they're just trying to live their lives. While they kind of having their way with this is just slaughter, man. I don't know.
It really
Dire's top
I mean,
tower is under attack.
We sort of saw in game one Liquid spiral out of control in the second half. This has just been Nigma spiraling out of control pretty much from minute one.
Dire's top tower is under
this game,
attack.
I mean, those first few moves from we high up the top, crushing the lane of miCKe, just really sort of set the gears in motion, and Liquid just haven't been able to put a stop to it at all. We're 24 minutes in, they have this Miracle Medusa knocking at their base, S&Y Butterfly Skadi, and Aegis. Just an incredible amount of strength that they have to sit behind here, Nigma. Liquid, they can't really even get around to the back lines. They're maybe looking for an angle here with this smoke. They're picking the duel out onto Leon to get the kill. Hook shots in, good position for the ult. But now GH flips the clone, drops down the egg. Miracle just pops the stun gaze. Suddenly the fight comes to a rough temp for Liquid. They're trying to retreat, but they cannot get qojqva out of there. miCKe trying to stand his ground against mind control. Taiga's rolling away. There's nothing they can do here to stop Nigma. Taking instead of Rax, top Rax down 25 minutes in.
Rock it on.
Kuro mind control, they are low. I mean, Taiga might get some kills off the back of this. Another rock down, keeping the magnetized going. He gets Kuro. You get mind control as well here. Taiga, another ball. Taiga gets a few kills out of this. miCKe, he's going for Miracle on the high ground. There's going to be a buyback from Taiga. Miracle, of course, still with that Aegis, so they'll have to go for him twice, but there's no Weehara mind control to help him out. It's Taiga for the angle. Boxi. They're going to find the duel. They get the Aegis. Can they do it a second time, though? It looks like they're not going to chance it.
And it's off.
So a little bit of action there for Liquid. Kind of sort of the only
Jackpot.
kind of fight that they've managed to get something out of in this whole game. Of course, damage still very much done with that top lane taken completely away from them. And
Radiant
again,
are scanning.
even with those kills, nothing really
Dyer's
comes
middle
off the back
tower
of
is
it.
under
They
attack.
scan him. They know miCKe is here.
Got him. Kuro's in. miCKe has got miCKe beyond TV. He's actually going to stand his ground. And that will come to lose his life. Either even with the enrage, unlikely to be able to TP out. I'm considering the amount of right clicks that Miracle's doing right now.
With flair.
Yeah, Liquid actually played that fight really well. They went on the Medusa with the Earth Spirit just to silence him so that the Medusa wouldn't be able to protect his teammates with the Stone Gaze. But even then, like, they're just down by 2,000 net worth going into that fight, and even more afterwards. You just can't overcome this differential when the
Dyer's
enemy
bottom
team
tower
has
is
so
under
much
attack.
team fight, raw damage. The writing's on the wall. Looks like they're gonna play it out though, and I respect that.
Always worth to play for those final extra
Dyer's
minutes, give you
bottom
more time to
tower
think
has
about what you're going to
fallen.
do coming into game 3.
Usually I say give the enemy team a chance to throw, but it's hard to throw with Medusa. You kind of just
Dyer's
stand
bottom
there.
tower is under attack.
hitting things. It's similar to last game though, right? Both teams had a hero that just becomes unkillable. Becomes really hard. It's pretty impossible to play the game. Like no matter, so, you know, Kyle talked about the skill level of people is all equal when they're stunned. I would say it's also looks about
Dyer's
equal when there's a
bottom
hero you
barracks
just
are
can't
under
kill.
attack.
Because who cares how many abilities you land?
Dyer's
The guy just
bottom
doesn't
barracks
move.
is fallen.
Denied.
Dyer's bottom
Blood Rage
barracks
is-
has fallen.
Able to take these buildings with no answer from Liquid.
Kuro even went for drums, so Blood Rage attack speed wasn't enough to give him another 45.
Try something. The duel needs to lead. And that's where Spider Yule steps up. He'll go down. He has got a buyback. qojqva having used the BKB to step back. They do manage to take most of the mana of Miracle away. And they chase for kills here, Liquid. Taiga beating him with the magnetize, starting off the defense. miCKe's able to get in on top of mind control. Disarm onto the bear, but mind control going for the CP out. Not going to be able to make it. They're able to take him down. Miracle stepping back across. He into Boxi. He'll go down as a dieback on Boxi. qojqva trying to run in at Miracle. But he's also unable to deal with the damage that Miracle has. miCKe has the rate and the BKB. It doesn't matter. Miracle takes him out. Triple kill for the Medusa. 35-9. 26k lead here. A 29 minutes lead
Dyer's
into end
middle
this game.
barracks are under attack.
As Nigma hit back as hard as Liquid did in game 1, and even more. This was, as you said, Brian, you thought this was going to be